Hi.
Oh, yeah. Hi, guys.
Yeah, welcome to Real Milwaukee. We're starting on a rather low, somber tone today. This is going to be a very different episode of Real Milwaukee. It's going to be a very challenging episode of Real Milwaukee. And to be quite honest, I've been in broadcasting for over 25 years, and I've never had to do a show like this.
Yeah, I can definitely attest to that as well. This is a day that none of us saw coming. This is a day that we are mourning quite a bit here on Real Milwaukee for a good reason, too. Our producer, Emily Konopka, passed away. It was unexpected. This is a woman who has endured an amazing fight with brain cancer. And unfortunately, it was something else that got to her a little bit too early in her life. We found out about 24, 36 hours ago, if that, that she lost her life. The details really right now aren't as important as the loss of what we're feeling here with the team, in all honesty.
And obviously wanted to give condolences to her family.
Who she loved so much. You know, she was so proud of being an aunt now and so close to her parents. They'd take those family vacations. It's just a great family. So for the Konopka family, we are just we are so sorry for your
She
loss.
talked about her family so much, so lovingly, so deeply, and such a connection. They traveled together, which, you know, those of us with families know that's not always an easy thing to do. But she always talked so glowingly and lovingly about her family and all of the adventures they went on, the Hawaii vacations, and all of that. So, yeah, we're, you know, going to push through this because, you know, Emily always made an amazing show for us. So today we're going to make an amazing show for her.
And a lot of, sorry,
Nicola. On that note, for viewers at home, you know, we're showing now images, pictures of Emily and the beautiful life that she lived. If you watch the show, you know her work well, although you may not recognize her face. Emily was the lifeblood of this show for years. She was the heartbeat behind the scenes, the magic in the control room. Everything that you see on this show, from the interview segments to the talker segments to the things we did, you know, in the field, the state fair shows, she was the one who put all of that together. She loved this show. She loved being a lifestyle and entertainment journalist, and she was really good at it because this was a girl who loved life.
And you saw in almost every picture I've seen, she is smiling. And that was always just, even in her heart, just a beam of positivity throughout everything.
And, yeah, positivity and also strength, because it takes a very special kind of strength to do what we do. It takes a very different kind of strength to do what she does, because you have to be able to have the fun that we have, but also be the person in the room that says, okay, guys, keep the show moving, stay on track. And that takes a power that not many people wield, and Emily did. And she did it with a smile, but you also knew when it was time to move on. Emily had a very powerful aura, very powerful personality, and that's why she was so good at what she did and why she kept Real Milwaukee, you know, at the top of the local ratings for as long as she did. And again, with that big smile, but also with that voice that made you understand, okay, we have to move on.
But that was the thing, you know, the fact that every day she had brain cancer twice. She had brain surgeries twice. I never heard her say, woe is me. She was never down. She was like, well, let's move on to, you know, let's get this done and let's move forward. And that's, it was such a shock.
And she's been very open and sharing her journey. And even through this last bout, she said, I'm going to get through this. You know, she gave me strength for her.
Which is something, too, that you'll notice. The one-on-one time with this woman was, she was always engaged. She always cared. She always listened. And even if she didn't have anything to say immediately, you could tell that she cared in some of the smallest ways that she connected with every individual that she worked with. I mean, her family obviously going through some very difficult times right now. We are, the whole station was notified in a way that has never been done before. Rob, you said 25 years.
I mean, she's more than a coworker. She's our friend.
She's
right.
part of our lives. And this is a very difficult time for us.
A big reason why, obviously, this is just, I think we're all incredibly shocked by this. Last week, as you all know, I was off. I went to go visit her at her parents' house. And she was doing great. She was ready to get back to work. She wanted to get on with living. She didn't want to be stuck home recovering. And I think that that's why we find the strength of her spirit so unbelievably inspiring, because she's a really tough young woman.
Yeah. It's some incredible
32 years
strength,
old.
and it's that quiet strength, right? Like I say, with the way she ran the show as a quiet strength, I think you make a really good point, Gino, that her strength in just taking what was handed to her,
exactly,
and deciding what the path forward was. I mean, she basically executive produced her own situation to the point where she just knew how to execute, knew how to get through, and this twist at the end that no one, including her, could have seen coming. It's just, I don't think I've mentally been able to process it.
Right.
I mean, this
I
is
mean, pure shock.
That picture of
early
her and
30s.
Mickey was the love of her life.
She loved that, yes.
That dog extended her life because she went out on one of those icy days to walk.
That's
Mickey,
true.
fell, hit her head, and when she had her head x-rayed, they found the tumor at that time. But that dog was her life, and it just breaks my heart.
Right, no words, right? I mean, it's hard to kind of even formulate thoughts, let alone words. We have some great pictures to share.
No. People are probably saying, why now? Why too soon? Why are we doing this right now? But we owe it to her, because as hard as this was for us, she would want us to share.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. She would have gotten this show on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she would not have let this show not air today.
Yeah.
If this was a different circumstance, heaven forbid. So we're, like I said at the top, she always made a great show for us. So today we're going to do our best to make a great show for her, with Taylor in behind the scenes, who's, doing her best to fight through the tears and produce this show right now. There's a great shot. We've got some amazing pictures to scroll through here. She was a big part of this station.
Many lives.
Big part of this
Former
community
anchors,
too.
Former reporters, former producers, everybody in the building. They saw her, some of the last days of shows, some of the best days of shows.
And she was the perfect person to produce this show, because she was somebody who was always out doing stuff.
True.
She told me last week she was really looking forward to the Jonas Brothers concert this week. That's
was a
how
big
good she
Jonas
was.
Brothers fan.
That's how good she was feeling. She went to the state fair days after her brain surgery.
But Thomas, a Taylor tour for anything. And that's the thing, entertainment was her jam. Theater was her jam. Just, living life, art, culture, all of that.
Food, everything,
The picture we just showed there, too, was her second place entry at State Fair, right? The yield sign picture. So a talented artist as well. I mean,
And then
it's
she
an
loved that
incredible picture.
TV series Once Upon a Time, and went to those conventions with her friends and met the stars. Reading what her friends are saying about her and what a loss it is for all of them. It's amazing. You talk about this business that people go elsewhere. To a person, I heard from so many people yesterday who heard the news and are as sad as we are.
And she had a connection with everybody. Yes. Every different person had a different connection with her, whether it's talking Bridgerton or Morgan Lives,
All the guests that she booked, the repeat guests that for 10 years, guys.
Yes,
for 10 years. She was here, just celebrated. And the smile on her face when she was standing next to us on her 10-year anniversary, it meant so much for her to be a part of it. And I remember, I don't know if you remember her first day walking in the building, probably not, but it was up in the Real Milwaukee offices. And she was ready to take the world on.
She was ready to roll.
Just young, ready to go, whatever it took, whatever kind of job, whatever kind of task, she took it on. She was determined to do it right every time.
That strength and that resilience is truly how she also approached her battle with not just one, but 2 bouts of brain cancer.
Right.
It's incredible. It's just so inspiring. You hate to have somebody passing to really show you and show all of us how we should live. Yeah. But Emily was an example of somebody who knew how to live.
She absolutely
did. Strength for the brain, even the awareness that she brought about to us about strength for the brain, and all they do, not only just for the person going through it, but the families as a strength and support.
And just the fact that she went out there and got involved. So many people go through a challenge like that, and there's a lot of woe is me, and there's a lot of shutting down. Emily, like I said, she produced her own sickness, and then, after she got through that first round, she got involved with Strength for the Brain. She was out there giving back and, putting herself, out there in the community. As an advocate, because, it's an area that not everybody knows a lot about. And like you said, wouldn't have even been something she found had it not been for the slip on the ice.
Right.
So good for her for being such an advocate, given that it was a short period of time, but still an incredible advocate for the situation.
And her attitude. I mean, they say attitude is everything, especially when you're fighting something like this. She would say, she was so grateful for her family, for her parents, for taking such wonderful care of her. She loved her doctors at Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. She would say constantly, I love my team. I trust my team.
She loved being an aunt.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That picture of her with the,
Loved being an aunt, always talked about it. And also that carried into, caring about other kids. I mean, she would ask about my son. And once just randomly gave him a gift for no reason at all, just because, there she is.
You know how I choose to remember her? Going through her Facebook photos, her at those Taylor Swift concerts. She could not have been any happier. She traveled all over to see Taylor Swift, saw every tour before the eras and including that. And, that's somebody who really grabbed life and wanted to live it. And that's what's so heartbreaking, is that I feel for her and for the Konopkas.
I want to say something. You see us here, obviously we're sharing, we're mourning, but I also want to recognize our family behind the camera.
Yes.
Sarah, today, we had a couple of moments, Nick and I were like, it's going to be a long day, girl. We got to get through it. We got to get through it.
Right.
And something that Emily went through, and Sarah said, look, we can do hard things. And it just gives you perspective, and that's just words to live by.
Right.
She's an inspiration to all of us, her strength, her resilience. I think a lot of us are just asking why. You ask yourself, why do bad things happen to really good people? And trust us when we say that she was a wonderful person.
Yeah.
So I think we should take a moment, because I also feel like we're going to honor her in so many ways throughout the coming days. And perhaps maybe take a beat, but understand, everybody, please, why this show feels a little different today.
Right. No, and I think it's important, as you said, to acknowledge everybody behind the scenes. And you may not necessarily understand how our business works, but there is essentially, two television stations, an AM station and a PM station. It's not really, but we kind of exist in our own little world. And very, very few people exist in both, right?
Yes.
Particularly those who work behind the scenes, because their job is, relegated to one portion or the other. Emily was the exception to the rule. There is not a person on this station or that works at this station that didn't know who she was and what she did. And that's a tribute to her ability to connect with people and do what she did so incredibly well. So yes, a huge shout out to everybody behind the camera, behind the scenes. This show has had a little magic from day one, because we have had a succession of incredible producers, from Sarah, who helped launch this show, to John Lee, that took over from her, and then Emily, that took over from John Lee. The succession of talented, incredible women is held up by her, and we will remember what she brought to this show for the rest of our careers and well beyond.
I think we'll find ourselves saying, what would Emily do?
Actually, I love that. I think we should actually say that, is, when we're trying to make a decision which way this show's going to go, or whether a segment's, could be in or out, what would Emily do? I love that. I love that.
Even if she had to scream at us.
I never got screamed.
I never heard her.
Go to break.
But she didn't need to. You talk about like mom eyes. She had like aunt voice maybe or something, or producer voice, where she would just be like, okay, I should move on now. And that's why she was brilliant at what she did.
And I love that even though she was behind the scenes, there were times she was a great fan of so many people and specific movies and TV shows. And I brought her in to do what, to say hello to somebody that she really liked. And she's no nervousness at all. She did it. That was their show's
Yeah.
But the Jonas Brothers, I wish the Jonas Brothers and that Taylor Swift would know what they meant to her. Somebody that they never met, but really they had such a huge influence on. It's just, never forget her, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. There's that smile. Every single one of those pictures, that big, beautiful smile. All right, so Emily would want us to continue on and do our best for her, so we are going to get through this today, and we're going to give you the show that she would want us to give you. Stick around. We will be right back.